first night, there was a man who later became a very good friend, Bilek. I always say it wrong, Bilek.
Mm-hmm.
A Haitian man who, in the first couple hours, received a phone call from Port-au-Prince, and he discovered that his brother had been killed. And while most Haitians are still have so many unanswered questions, they don't know about their family, just hearing that news so early on and seeing that emotion that he had and seeing the other people around him comfort him and just the tears, and we didn't know him yet, but already I just felt so much compassion towards him and just wanted to do as much as I could to help him, because I knew that this story was going to be repeated over and over and over again. And it was just so heartbreaking to watch, because while this was happening, Adam and I were sitting next to each other holding hands. We had each other. We were together. We were safe. And it was just so hard to watch other people have to go through that loss and not being able to do anything about it. I think that's when it really hit me how big this earthquake really was. Because
the first thing that really affected me was the church next to us. There was a choir practice happening as the earthquake was happening, and I at first presumed that everyone in the church had died, that they all had, that the roof had collapsed on them and they had all died. Fortunately, I heard later on that everybody had gotten out of the church, but I will forever remember walking in and telling Karen, the church next to us collapsed and I don't think anyone made it out. Just that feeling of so many people just died. Thing too that I will always remember, and Sue, who was the American sitting in the passenger seat, when we saw them, I saw that she was completely distraught, that she had been crying, and we come to find out later on that she had lost a friend that was just right next to her, that had turned around after he had run out of the building. He ran back in to go get his laptop, and the building collapsed on him. Just to know how fragile life is and how quickly things can happen, and that we were together. I mean, we were so fortunate.
There was a group of Danish filmmakers who were able to contact some of their family, who were able to finally get to Santo Domingo. They chartered a private helicopter, which we believe cost at least $7,000 US, if not upwards, especially because those private helicopters were so needed at that time. It was really hard to get one. So after a couple days of hearing that it might be coming, one morning it finally came, and so we were really excited to send them off. It was sad to see them go, but we were really happy for them because they had families that were worried about them and lives to continue. And then one of them came in, asked us if we had our stuff together, and we had just 2 backpacks that we carried, and we said, oh, we basically have it all over there. And they said, no, you need to have it ready to go at a moment's notice. We're not saying anything specifically, just be ready to go. So we packed our stuff. We didn't really say anything to each other, but I think we both kind of hoped that maybe it was a larger helicopter, maybe one that seated 8 people. So then they came back in 5 minutes later, said, okay, you're going on the helicopter. So we were really excited. Everybody was leaving. So we grabbed our stuff, we started walking out, and they were still on their computers just standing there. So we turned back to them and we just asked, aren't you coming as well? And they said, no, there's only 3 seats and you guys are priority. We want you to get home. And so immediately we both just started crying and gave them hugs goodbye. I mean, it was going to be hard to see them go anyway, but just to have that expression of love and generosity when they were trying just as hard as we were.
I think the part that was the most significant was that they were so concerned about us getting out, and that they truly did give up their seats for us. That was something that we can't even begin to, words can't describe how thankful and and how grateful we are for their generosity. And so we really feel like we had an experience of Haiti before the earthquake. I mean, Haiti is a third world country, and not just any third world country, but it is it's a country that used to have many beautiful resources and has a rich heritage and history. And the people of Haiti take great pride in their history. It's just really sad to see what little structure there was crumble. And also too, when we were flying over Port-au-Prince, it was hard to distinguish the places that were destroyed or were in some process of being built. I mean, it looked very much the same at times. So it was just really hard to see that. And of all the countries in the world for this to have happened, and of all the cities, Port-au-Prince has got to be one of the worst. And then the last thing that I will always remember about this experience is that as we were taking off in our helicopter to take us to the Dominican Republic to safety, and then back to Florida, and then back home, we knew that we were on our way home, and that was exciting for us. But at the same time, it was really hard to see about 100 people or so that were lined up at the airport just watching us leave. And we knew that they didn't have anything, or whatever they did have was broken. I will always remember leaving, and leaving that behind. It was really hard to leave. That was by far the hardest thing to do, was to leave. So we both feel like a part of us is still in Haiti, and that we didn't really leave in the way that we expected.